morning, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I know I had a wonderful weekend. The weather was absolutely beautiful here in Spokane. We finally got weather up in the upper 70s, low 80s, and we had a baseball game on Saturday and spent a lot of time outside. So it was a great weekend to be here in Spokane enjoying the weather. Hope you had a good time and were able to enjoy the weather where you're at. Hopefully you had as nice as weather as we did. So two things I want to go over real quick in the video this morning. One of them being Bank of America. More stuff in the short sale news for Bank of America today. And I want to talk again a little bit about Fannie Mae's 6% commission rule. This has come up a lot in the last couple of weeks, so I wanted to revisit that. Let's start with Bank of America. As you know, Bank of America is transitioning all of their countrywide files during the month of May. And this was a video that we did a couple weeks ago, so I won't go into all the details, but in short, as a quick review, anything that was countrywide by the end of May will be Bank of America. And this was coming, we knew this was coming, so it's not a huge surprise. The policy I want to talk about today is something that came to our attention last week that is really important for you to know and important for us to strategize and continue to figure out ways to get around, because it's a little bit of a hiccup in a policy at B of A. Now, ultimately, Bank of America is attempting to streamline and make more efficient their process, which is a good thing for them and a good thing for all of us, as long as they can actually manage it. So, what does this change? Well, when they receive a fax, just like a lot of us, it comes through an electronic format. So it's similar to like an e-fax or some sort of a fax service. Rather than being an actual paper fax that comes off the machine, it's actually an electronic format that comes into a computer. Somebody then has to open that up and image it or convert it into their system so that everybody can see what came through in that fax. Well, that's not new. What's new is how they're dealing with that. They've created a new policy or a procedure at Bank of America that they're going to open, image, review, and respond to all of their short sale files in the same day. On the surface, it sounds like a really good plan. I would love if I could get a response the same day that they see it, or the same day I sent it from the bank. Here's the downside of the problem, or maybe the hidden hitch that I don't know if B of A has even realized, is right now, the projection of time from May 9th submissions is that someone will open it and review it on June 1st. Now, in the short sale world, that's, 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks, and that's not a horrible time frame for a bank to open and review a file. The problem is that they're not actually imaging that file until they open it for review. So we send a fax on May 9th, they're telling us that we won't even know if that fax has been received by them until June 1st, which is completely unacceptable. So we've come up with a few strategies in how we can get around this. The most prominent and one you'll see on all of our Bank of America files is that we're going to be faxing every Bank of America offer on a Bank of America loan to all 3 Bank of America loan numbers that we have on file. This is going to help us have a better assurity that will be received by the bank rather than lost into cyber world somewhere. Now, they're going to probably get it 2 and 3 times, but at least they get it. I'd much rather them open a file and have to see that they're duplicating their work than to not get it at all, and thus 3 weeks later realize that we need to resend a fax, which is completely unacceptable. We can't have a process take that long. So we're also not going to be waiting until June 1st to follow up. That way we can find out if they get it a little earlier, and if we're getting close to that June 1st date and it still hasn't been imaged in, we're probably going to be sending it again just to make sure that it's there, or if they don't have it, that we'll cut some time frame off of the next period of time until it's reviewed again. So I see where they're going. They're trying to make good strides. They just aren't thinking through each piece and how it's going to ultimately backfire on them. So we're in hope that Bank of America will come up with a process that allows them to confirm the receipt of a fax without someone having to open and image it all at the same time. And I'm sure that they're going to figure this out pretty quickly, that it doesn't work in its current status, because we're going to all be sending in faxes over and over and over and over again, and their fax volume is going to skyrocket. So usually with banks, they come up with a plan, they see what happens with the plan, and then they correct as they go. The next thing I want to talk about, the 6% Fannie Mae Real Estate Commission. It's come up a few times in the last couple of weeks, and that's why I want to revisit it. Uh, First of all, the term "it's against the law for a bank to reduce commissions below 6% on a short sale." I've actually heard that come out of agents' mouths, or be conveyed to me as having come out of agents' mouths recently. I have to let you know that it's not against the law, that there is no law about real estate commissions. There's a law against price fixing real estate commissions, but there's no law about what a bank can charge or allow an agent to charge in a short sale transaction. Ultimately, the bank is saying what they will or will not take in a net payoff. So, just to give you a little bit of ammunition, when a buyer's agent gets a little bit uppity or starts throwing terms like that out at you, that hey, this is against the law, you can't say this is variable commission, or you have to pay me 3% on my side of the commission because it's against the law for a bank to reduce the commission below 6%. I want you to know that it's not against the law, and that you're well within your rights to let that other agent know, hey, it's not against the law. There's no law written about real estate commissions in a short sale. There is a policy that Fannie Mae and Fannie Mae alone has implemented, and that policy says that they're not going to ask a real estate agent to reduce their commission below 6%. But that doesn't mean other loans on a single property. So if there's a first mortgage and a second mortgage, the first mortgage might be Fannie Mae and say, yeah, we'll pay a 6% commission. The second mortgage might not be, and they may say, fine, we'll take that extra percent toward our net because we're not going to pay a 6% commission. So be aware of that. Be educated in that so that you can kind of stand up for yourself when that buyer's agent gets a little bit up in your face. Not all buyer's agents are obviously like that, but I know that there are some out there that just kind of have this perception that there's some kind of a law. And the reality is just like in so many things, the message was conveyed in a big broadcast, and then it was translated from brokers to sales managers, and sales managers to agents, and then from one agent to another, and it's just kind of been a little bit lost in translation there. So I know that people are just a little bit confused, and I wanted to bring some clarification to that, and to let you know that if it is a Fannie Mae loan, that the bank cannot request the commission go below 6%. Now, they can decline a file because the net's not at the right place, and so what we will do is we will dig in anytime a file is declined to determine if it's the real estate commission that's kind of throwing the numbers off, or if there's anything we can do to continue to get an approval. But realize that we're getting 6% commissions when it's Fannie Mae, unless there's a junior lien that's dictating otherwise. So one other thing that I'll just throw out as a side note, an agent sent me a note in a deed of trust saying, hey, this is a Fannie Mae loan. Look at the bottom of this note in deed of trust says Fannie Mae. Well, it actually says Fannie Mae Uniform Note, or Fannie Mae Uniform Deed of Trust. And it's the format that the note and the deed of trust were put in. It's just like saying a loan application is only Fannie Mae because at the bottom it may say Fannie Mae Uniform Loan Application. It's just a uniform form that Fannie Mae designed that loan agents and lenders around the country utilize. That way they're capable of selling that note to Fannie Mae, but it may or may not have been sold to Fannie Mae. And even if it was, in the 6, 12, 18 months or years that have gone by since the loan was originated, I'm pretty sure that note has been sold multiple times. So if it's ended up with Fannie Mae, that's great. But just because it says Fannie Mae on the bottom of a note that was a couple years ago does not mean that it's still a Fannie Mae loan. So we will dig in, we'll push, and make sure we know who the investor is on the note, and especially if it's a Fannie Mae loan. And so I hope that is very helpful. Have a wonderful week today. If you have any questions or need clarification on anything that I talked about today, just hit reply on the email that I sent you, and that'll come right to me, and I can make sure that I answer any questions you have. Or get back to you on anything regarding what we talked about. Thanks, and have a great week. I will talk to you next Monday. Bye.